The galaxy decided to prohibit Earth. Humanity smirked and walked away. Stars and planets seemed to float inside it, projected in holographic displays that turned and shifted as if the entire universe had been brought into one room. Delegates from hundreds of worlds filled the space, their shapes and colors strange to human eyes. Some were tall and thin, some had multiple limbs, and some shimmered like light itself. The humans, few in number, sat quietly on a raised platform at the far end. Among them were Alex Carter and Lisa Moore, the two representatives of Earth. They were both in simple suits, not flashy like the alien delegates. Their calm presence stood out sharply in a room full of tension and excitement. The chair of the council, a being called Rilthak, rose to speak. Its voice was not like anything humans had heard before. It was deep, but also sang like wind over ice. "Earth," Rilthak said, "you have been under observation for centuries. Your behavior has been peculiar. You have interfered in the affairs of other systems, and yet you have never fully joined any galactic coalition. Your technology, while primitive by some standards, grows rapidly. For these reasons, the Council has decided Earth is prohibited from participating in galactic trade, travel, and any interstellar governance. You will not be allowed to claim a place among the stars." Murmurs filled the room. Some delegates clapped their hands, others hissed, showing their disapproval. There was excitement, fear, and surprise. Humans were small compared to most species here. Most delegates believed this prohibition would terrify them. Most expected anger or protests. They did not expect quiet. Alex Carter remained seated calm. He looked at Lisa Moore. She gave him a tiny nod. No words were needed. Behind them, the human audience waited quietly. No one shouted. No one stood up. The silence itself was strange, almost shocking to the alien eyes. It was as if humans had heard the decision and were not concerned at all. Rilthak waited for some response. Usually, when a council made a decision like this, the subject species would argue. They would beg. They would threaten, but the humans did nothing. "Is that all?" Alex finally asked. His voice was soft, polite, but carried a firmness that made some aliens frown. "We hear your decision. We understand it. Thank you for letting us know." A delegate from the Viorlians, a species that looked like moving crystals, floated forward. "Do you accept this without question? Are you not afraid?" it asked, the voice like a chorus of bells. Alex smiled slightly. "We are always aware of risks. Fear is not our habit. We will continue with our work on Earth. That is enough for us." The aliens could not understand this. How could such a small, unarmed species remain calm while being banned from the entire galaxy? Some whispered to each other. Some stared in disbelief. Lisa Moore's calm, careful words followed. "We do not require permission to live our lives. We will continue to grow, to explore, and to discover. Your ban does not limit us. Only we limit ourselves." It was a quiet defiance, not a loud one, but in that silence there was power. The aliens felt it, though they did not understand it. There was no anger, no argument, no pleading, just quiet determination. To most of the council, it was puzzling. To humans, it was simply reason. When the session ended, the humans stood slowly. Alex Carter and Lisa Moore walked together toward the exit. They did not rush. They did not bow or wave. Their movements were simple, calm, human. Delegates whispered behind them. Some stared. Some tried to imagine what humans would do next. Nobody knew. Not even the chair, Rilthak. Back on Earth, the reaction was very different from what the council expected. There were meetings, yes, but they were focused, practical. Leaders like Ben Turner and Claire Dawson gathered in a conference room, discussing the implications calmly. The humans on Earth were not panicking. They were not angry. They were thinking. The council had assumed prohibition would cause fear, but fear was not something humans allowed to control them. They smiled, shook their heads, and went back to their work. News of the prohibition spread fast, faster than any alien species could imagine. Humans listened, laughed softly, and continued with their plans. Scientists kept working on energy projects, engineers kept building new vehicles, and young explorers prepared simulations for the future. None of it was secret. Earth was open in its actions, but the humans had no need to ask the galaxy for approval. Alex and Lisa reported to the Earth Space Authority, explaining everything with precision. The report was clear. The Council had made its decision. Humans had no need to argue, no need to protest. The ban was only a word to other species. To humans, it was an opportunity. "We have been given an opportunity," Alex said. "They think we will stop. They think we care. They are mistaken. This is exactly the moment to focus on what we can do without them." Lisa Moore nodded. "They will watch us and expect fear. We will give them calm instead. And we will continue forward." The human leaders were not idle. Plans were made in quiet, careful sessions. New satellites were launched and research stations were activated. Engineers like Ethan Ross and Megan Lee began working on projects the aliens would have laughed at, assuming humans could not achieve them alone. They designed ships, engines, and communication devices, all without asking for galactic approval. In private, the humans called it Project Horizon. No one outside Earth knew the full scale of it, and that was exactly how they wanted it. Meanwhile, the galaxy began to underestimate humans. Delegates returned to their home systems, reporting that Earth was compliant, even defeated. "They are small," said one, "and unarmed. They have no fleets. They cannot resist." Others nodded in agreement. It was a fatal mistake. Humans were not armed because they had no need for weapons to survive in their own system. And while the galaxy looked away, humans were building their strength quietly, calmly, steadily. On Earth, ordinary life continued. People went to work, went to school, and explored their world in simple ways. But behind the ordinary routines, extraordinary projects were unfolding. The humans were not hasty. They were not careless. They were patient. And patience was something the galaxy had never truly understood. Alex Carter walked through a research facility one evening, watching drones move between laboratories, carrying equipment and samples. "We are preparing for a future they do not even know exists," he said to Lisa, who followed him silently. "They think prohibition is punishment. We know it is freedom. Freedom from their rules, their oversight, their interference. Now we can grow without their limits." Lisa smiled. "They think we are small. Let them think it. It will make the moment of revelation all the more powerful." Across the globe, similar scenes unfolded. Engineers, scientists, and leaders worked without distraction. Families continued their daily lives, laughing, learning, and living, unaware that the eyes of hundreds of alien worlds were watching. The galaxy assumed fear. Humans assumed opportunity. That simple difference in perspective would define the coming decades. In private councils, young explorers trained for missions that no alien species had ever imagined possible. They tested new engines, practiced navigation in uncharted space, and learned to communicate silently across great distances. No one outside Earth knew the scale of preparation, and that secrecy was exactly what humans intended. Patience was a weapon, and humans had it in abundance. One evening, as the sun set over the Atlantic, Alex Carter sat on a small balcony, looking at the horizon. Ships flew in the distance silently without notice. Lisa joined him, bringing a tablet that displayed the progress of the research stations. "They will think we wait in fear," she said softly. "But we are not waiting. We are walking, one step at a time." "They will see it soon enough," Alex smiled. "Yes, and when they see it they will understand being told no is not defeat. It is the beginning. We are not small because they say so. We are not limited because they declare it. We are human, and that is enough." And so the humans moved forward, quietly and steadily, while the galaxy celebrated what it thought was their submission. The prohibition was a word to most species. To humans, it was a signal to focus, to grow, and to discover what they could achieve on their own. As the stars shone over Earth that night, Alex Carter and Lisa Moore knew the path ahead would be long. But the first steps had already begun, and the galaxy, proud and certain, had no idea what humans were truly capable of. The Council had tried to prohibit them. The humans simply smiled, kept walking, and prepared for the moment when the galaxy would realize that small did not mean weak, and calm did not mean defeat. Back on Earth, life continued almost as if the Galactic Council's decision had never happened. People walked the streets, went to work, and children played in parks. The news of the prohibition had caused some chatter at first, but the humans had quickly moved on. They did not argue, they did not panic, and they did not make threats. Instead, they focused on what they could do without needing anyone's permission. It was ordinary life on the surface, but beneath it, extraordinary things were happening. Leaders like Ben Turner and Claire Dawson worked in quiet offices, planning new research and expansion projects. They did not need alien approval, and they did not seek it. Their focus was simple: improve Earth, improve human technology, and prepare for the future. They had learned long ago that humans could grow faster when they did not wait for anyone's permission. Alex Carter walked through one of the largest research centers in North America. The building was filled with equipment that would have seemed like magic to most alien eyes. Drones carried heavy loads of materials from one lab to another. Robots painted, repaired, and transported delicate machinery without human hands touching them. Engineers like Ethan Ross and Megan Lee moved between stations, checking readings, adjusting settings, and quietly laughing at small successes. "Everything is ready for the next test," Megan said, smiling as she watched a new engine hum to life. "They think we're small. They think we can't grow without them. Let's see how surprised they are in a few years." Alex nodded. "We will not hurry. We will not make mistakes. Patience is our advantage. The galaxy believes this prohibition limits us. It does not. It frees us from distraction and interference." In labs and workshops across the world, humans began building projects that no alien species could have imagined. They designed spacecraft that could travel farther and faster than anything approved by the Council. They worked on energy sources that were cleaner and more powerful than anything other civilizations had. They trained young explorers to navigate space in ways humans themselves had only imagined. All of this was done quietly, without announcing plans to the galaxy. Meanwhile, alien observers continued to report that humans were compliant and subdued. Delegates believed the ban had worked. They imagined humans fearing reprisal, obeying rules, and waiting for permission. They did not see humans building their future under the radar. Back on Earth, ordinary citizens contributed in their own ways. Farmers experimented with new techniques to grow food more efficiently. Engineers developed energy grids that could power entire cities with minimal waste. Students learned new sciences and studied stars with telescopes that reached farther than anyone outside Earth could imagine. Every small action, every quiet discovery, added to a growing foundation of knowledge and power. Lisa Moore moved through a laboratory checking readings on a new navigation system. "The galaxy thinks they can block us, keep us out, and stop us from learning," she said to a group of engineers. "They are wrong. We do not need permission to grow. We need focus, patience, and determination. And we have all three." Young explorers like Luke Mason and Olivia Grant trained in simulators, learning how to travel through uncharted space. They practiced navigating using the stars, gravity wells, and cosmic phenomena that humans alone understood. While aliens were busy with politics and trade disputes, humans were quietly mastering the universe. Across oceans and continents, humans worked in harmony. Communication networks linked cities, laboratories, and training centers. Scientists shared discoveries instantly. Engineers collaborated across time zones. Children learned about space and technology from simple lessons that prepared them for extraordinary futures. Nothing was rushed. Everything was precise. The galaxy, meanwhile, underestimated humans at every step. Delegates continued reporting Earth's compliance and submission. Some even laughed at how small and backward humans seemed compared to the advanced species of the Council. But the laughter only hid the truth. While aliens assumed weakness, humans were quietly growing stronger, smarter, and more capable. Alex Carter and Lisa Moore often walked through the city at night, observing the progress silently. Lights shone from research centers and workshops, humming with energy. Ships moved quietly across skies, testing engines, shields, and systems. "They will not see this coming," Alex said. "They think they prohibit us. In reality, we are building what they cannot even imagine." Lisa smiled. "Every step we take alone, every small project completed, is a step toward freedom. They think fear is the only way to control humans. They are wrong. Respect and understanding will come later when they realize what we have done." In quiet corners, humans prepared for exploration beyond the solar system. Prototypes of ships larger than any alien observer had seen were tested. Engines that harnessed new energy sources roared in secret hangars. Navigational systems mapped unknown regions of space. Every part of Earth's preparation was deliberate and careful. No alien could observe everything, and that was exactly how humans planned it. Families, schools, and communities continued their normal lives, unaware of the grand projects being carried out. Citizens contributed in small ways, sometimes without realizing it. A teenager studying physics helped design a new satellite. A farmer experimenting with soil chemistry improved energy efficiency for a research station. Every small action added to the invisible, unstoppable growth of human capability. One evening, Alex Carter stood on a platform overlooking a testing field. Ships moved silently across the sky, engines glowing softly. "We are not rushing," he said to Lisa. "We are preparing." They think we are small, weak, and easily controlled, but they are wrong. Humans grow steadily. We do not stop even when told no. We only move forward. Lisa nodded, her eyes reflecting the light of the engines. Every test, every improvement is another reminder that we are free. Not free because they allow it, but free because we take it. They may try to prohibit us, but they cannot stop our spirit, our intelligence, or our determination. Across Earth, similar scenes played out. Engineers refined engines. Scientists solved energy problems. Young explorers practiced navigation in simulators and on small experimental ships. Ordinary citizens lived their daily lives, learning, working, and contributing quietly to humanity's growing strength. No one outside Earth realized the scale of the preparation. Even within Earth, only a few understood the full scope. Delegates from the galaxy continued to monitor Earth, but they saw only what humans allowed them to see. Small ships moved in familiar orbits. Research centers produced ordinary results. Humans smiled, nodded, and obeyed. The galaxy believed the humans were limited, cautious, and fearful. In truth, humans were building strength in silence, step by step, project by project, day by day. Even the council's chair, Rilthak, could not predict what humans were capable of. "They appear calm," Rilthak said during a meeting with other delegates. "But their patience is unusual. They may be hiding something. We must continue to watch." "But they are weak," said another delegate, a floating, light-based species called solvins. "They have no fleets, no weapons. They cannot challenge any system. Our prohibition is enough. They cannot move against us." Rilthak looked thoughtful. "Perhaps, but small things can grow. We must not underestimate patience. We must not underestimate determination." On Earth, Alex Carter smiled as he watched simulations of ships navigating unknown regions of space. "They do not understand us," he said to Lisa. "They think small is weak. We will show them that small does not mean incapable, calm does not mean defeated, and patience does not mean afraid." Lisa nodded. "Let them watch. Let them assume we are weak. Every assumption they make will make their surprise stronger when they realize the truth. We do not need to act now. We only need to prepare. And when the time comes, the galaxy will see that humans are not limited by permission, rules, or fear. In cities, towns, and villages across Earth, humans continue to build, study, and learn. Children learned to navigate stars on simple devices. Engineers experimented with new energy sources. Scientists mapped space and solved problems other civilizations could not. Ordinary life continued, but extraordinary growth happened in every corner. Alex Carter often walked through a testing field, observing quietly. Ships moved in patterns designed to test engines and shields. Young explorers practiced maneuvers they might one day use in distant space. "They have tried to limit us," he said. "They have tried to control us. But control is only possible when we allow it. We do not allow, we grow," Lisa Moore smiled. "Every day we move closer to freedom. They think prohibition stops us. It only gives us focus. They see fear. We see opportunity." And so life on Earth continued. The galaxy assumed the humans were compliant. The humans assumed nothing. They worked quietly, steadily, and patiently. The prohibition meant nothing except a new path to follow. Humans did not fight, they did not argue, and they did not panic. They simply grew stronger, smarter, and more capable. While the galaxy celebrated the supposed victory of the prohibition, Earth prepared for a future that no alien could predict. Ships were tested, engines perfected, navigation systems refined, and explorers trained. Every quiet step taken by humans brought them closer to a level of power and capability that the galaxy would soon be forced to acknowledge. Alex Carter looked at the stars one night, seeing the potential for exploration and discovery. "They think they stop us," he said softly. "But they only make us stronger. Every limit they place, every rule they enforce only teaches us how far we can go. They do not know what we are capable of yet." Lisa Moore joined him, her eyes reflecting the stars. "And they will learn. Soon enough, the galaxy will understand that humanity cannot be limited by fear, rules, or permission. We grow quietly, we grow steadily, and when we move with power they cannot imagine." The galaxy had prohibited Earth. Humans had smiled and walked away. But they had not stopped. They had not feared. They had begun a quiet journey toward a future that no one else could see. Every project, every experiment, every small action was part of a larger plan. And that plan was only just beginning. Years passed on Earth, and life continued in its quiet, steady rhythm. Humans worked, learned, and grew in ways that the galaxy could not notice. The prohibition had become a distant memory for most ordinary citizens, who only knew it as an odd story about alien politics. But beneath the surface, humans were changing. They were becoming stronger, faster, and smarter than anyone had imagined. Alex Carter walked through a new research facility that had been completed in the last year. The building was enormous, stretching far into the sky, with glass walls that reflected the sunlight. Inside, engineers like Ethan Ross and Megan Lee moved from one station to another, checking systems and monitoring data. Small drones carried materials, while robots worked on delicate instruments. Ships rested in hangars, quiet and untested, waiting for their first journeys. Lisa Moore joined Alex, holding a small tablet that displayed maps of nearby space. "We are ready," she said quietly. "They think we have done nothing in all these years, but look at how far we have come." Alex nodded. "They underestimate us. That has always been our advantage. While they worried about our obedience, we grew. While they laughed at our small fleets, we built systems they cannot imagine. And now, we are ready to show the first signs of what humans can do." On the surface, Earth appeared calm. Cities thrived, technology advanced, and ordinary life continued without interruption. But in laboratories, training centers, and hangars, humans were quietly testing engines that could travel farther and faster than anything in the known galaxy. They had developed energy sources that were clean, nearly limitless and stable. Navigation systems had been perfected to track unknown stars and cosmic phenomena. Humans had created their own maps of the universe that the Council did not even know existed. Young explorers, including Luke Mason and Olivia Grant, trained every day. They practiced maneuvers, coordinated with one another, and simulated long journeys across unknown space. Each test, each practice run, added to the confidence that humans could handle anything the galaxy might throw at them. Meanwhile, alien species continued to report that humans were compliant, limited, and obedient. They assumed that the prohibition had worked. "They have done nothing," said one delegate from the Solvans. "Their fleets are small, their engines are weak, they cannot challenge us." But the reports were wrong. The galaxy could not see what humans had built in secret. Alex and Lisa monitored progress daily. "Every test they believe is ordinary is actually extraordinary," Alex said to Lisa. "Every small engine, every ship prototype, every navigational system is a step toward a future the galaxy cannot even imagine." Across oceans and continents, Earth's population contributed in subtle ways. Farmers used new technology to increase efficiency in food production. Students helped design small instruments that were later incorporated into advanced spacecraft. Engineers refined engines and shields quietly. Every action, no matter how small, was part of a larger plan to prepare humanity for the universe. One evening, Alex and Lisa observed the first tests of a new ship designed to travel at speeds no human craft had ever reached. The ship glowed softly as it moved through the simulation chamber. "They will not believe this exists," Alex said, his voice low but firm. "It is not just faster than anything they have, it is smarter. It thinks for itself, adapts to space conditions, and communicates with our navigation systems in real time. They cannot imagine this." Lisa smiled. "They will see soon enough. But for now, they will continue to underestimate us. That is the best advantage we have. They think we are small. We will use that to grow stronger." In the meantime, humans had begun sending small exploratory missions beyond the solar system. These missions were quiet, unannounced, and undetected by the galaxy. Ships moved through space silently, mapping new planets, testing engines, and learning about cosmic phenomena. Luke Mason and Olivia Grant led one of the first missions. "We are learning everything the galaxy believes we cannot," Luke said, watching a holographic display. "They think prohibition stops us. In reality, it only made us more prepared." Back on Earth, the training of young humans continued. Children learned navigation, engineering, and strategy in simple lessons. Schools incorporated advanced technology in subtle ways, preparing students for challenges beyond the solar system. Ordinary citizens contributed without realizing it, helping build the foundation for humanity's hidden strength. The galaxy still assumed humans were small, weak, and obedient. Delegates reported their observations as proof. "They do not resist," said Rilthak during a council meeting. "Their fleets are small. They obey. They do not challenge any decision." Another delegate, a bird-like species with feathers that shimmered in many colors, replied, "We do not need to watch them closely. Their technology is limited. Their influence is small. The prohibition has worked." But Alex Carter knew differently. Humans were quietly building a level of capability that no one had predicted. The prohibition had been a mistake by the galaxy. It allowed humans to grow without distraction. It forced them to focus on themselves, their technology, and their future. In laboratories across Earth, energy systems were tested and perfected. Engines that had once been theoretical now hummed quietly in testing chambers. Navigational systems charted unknown regions of space. Explorers trained for missions that would soon make the galaxy sit up and take notice. Humans were readying themselves, not for revenge, but for discovery. Lisa Moore walked through a lab where engineers were testing a new communication system that could send messages across light years instantly. "This will change everything," she said. "They think they control communication. They do not. Humans have learned to move faster, think faster, and adapt faster. No prohibition can stop that." Alex Carter nodded. "And soon, the first signs will appear. They will see something they cannot explain, and then they will begin to understand the power of humanity. But it is not our goal to show strength just yet. We are patient. Every test, every mission, every small improvement brings us closer to a future they cannot predict." Across Earth, engineers, scientists, and young explorers worked in harmony. Ordinary citizens contributed through innovation, research, and learning. Every small step, every quiet action, added to humanity's hidden growth. The galaxy believed humans were small, obedient, and weak. In truth, humans were preparing to step into a universe that had never understood them. Even the council's chair, Rilthak, noticed something strange. "They are calm," Rilthak said to other delegates. "Too calm. Perhaps they are hiding something. We should continue to observe them." "But they have no fleets," another delegate said. "They cannot resist, they cannot travel, the prohibition is enough." Rilthak remained silent. He had seen calm before. Calm could hide strength, patience, and intelligence. Humans were calm, but their calm was different from other species. It was not fear or obedience. It was certainty. On a quiet night in a remote testing facility, Alex Carter observed a new ship preparing for its first real trial in space. The engines glowed with energy and the navigation systems hummed with power. "This is only the beginning," he said to Lisa. "They will not see this coming. The galaxy believes we are limited. We are not. Humans do not wait for permission. We create our own path." Lisa Moore nodded. "They will soon realize that calm does not mean weakness. Patience does not mean fear. And being small does not mean incapable. We have learned to grow quietly, steadily, and carefully. And now we are ready for the first steps they cannot even imagine." Meanwhile, exploratory missions continued beyond the solar system. Luke Mason and Olivia Grant piloted one of the first ships to reach an uncharted star system. The ship moved silently, mapping planets, measuring energy fields, and collecting data. Every discovery added to humanity's knowledge. Every test improved their technology. Back on Earth, ordinary life continued alongside extraordinary growth. Citizens went about their daily routines, while engineers, scientists, and young explorers pushed the boundaries of what humans could achieve. The galaxy still assumed obedience, smallness, and fear, but humans had learned to move without drawing attention. Every quiet step, every small project, every unnoticed success built toward a future that no alien species had predicted. Alex Carter stood on a balcony overlooking the city at night. Lights from research centers, laboratories, and testing fields glowed softly. "They think prohibition has limited us," he said softly. "They are wrong. We are ready. And when the time comes, they will see the truth of what humans can do." Lisa Moore joined him, her eyes reflecting the glow of the city. "They will see calm and think it is weakness. They will see patience and think it is fear. But we know differently. We have grown, quietly and steadily. And soon the galaxy will understand what humans are capable of." The galaxy had prohibited Earth. Humans had smiled, walked away, and continued their work. They did not fight, argue, or panic. They simply grew stronger, smarter, and more capable. Every test, every mission, and every small improvement brought them closer to a moment when the galaxy would finally see the truth. And that truth was simple. Humans did not need permission. Humans did not need approval. Humans had learned to grow, to explore, and to prepare for a universe that had never understood them. The galaxy watched, unaware of the quiet revolution unfolding. Humans moved forward steadily, calmly, and with purpose. Every small step taken by Earth was a step toward a future that no one else could predict. Alex Carter and Lisa Moore knew it. Luke Mason and Olivia Grant knew it. Every human who had contributed to the project's missions and training knew it. And soon, the galaxy would learn the same lesson. Underestimating humans was a mistake, and calm patience could hide unimaginable power. The galaxy had almost forgotten about Earth. After the Prohibition, most civilizations assumed humans were quiet, small, and obedient. Delegates reported that Earth had done nothing to challenge the Council or interfere with interstellar trade. Observers returned to their home systems, believing the story of humanity's supposed submission was over. But the truth was very different. Deep inside Earth's research centers, Alex Carter and Lisa Moore oversaw preparations for the first interstellar missions. The ships had grown faster, stronger, and smarter than any vessel the galaxy had ever seen. Energy sources had been perfected, navigation systems mastered, and communication networks established that could reach across light years instantly. The galaxy believed humans were limited by their small fleets and simple technology. Humans knew otherwise. Luke Mason and Olivia Grant stood before one of the largest ships ever built on Earth. It gleamed under the lights of the hangar, engines silent but ready. "This is our first real journey beyond the map systems," Luke said quietly. "The galaxy thinks we have done nothing for decades. They are going to be surprised." Olivia smiled. "We do not need their approval. We only need our skills, our technology, and our courage. Every step we take will prove that humanity is not small, weak, or limited." The launch was quiet. No announcements, no fanfare. The ship lifted smoothly from the hangar, engines glowing softly. Humans on the ground watched in silence as it moved into orbit, then disappeared toward the stars. Data from its flight flowed back instantly, showing that the ship was faster and more capable than any alien fleet. Back in the council chamber, Rilthak received the first reports. Observers from far systems were confused. "Signals from Earth ships," one asked. "Impossible, they should not be able to reach this far. Their engines cannot work beyond their system." Rilthak frowned. "Check the data carefully. They may be testing experimental ships. But their technology should not allow this. Continue monitoring." Meanwhile, on Earth, more ships were prepared. Alex Carter and Lisa Moore oversaw simulations, tests, and training. Young explorers practiced every maneuver, learned new routes, and mapped regions beyond the reach of any known species. "Every ship we send," Alex said, "is proof of what humans can do quietly. The galaxy will notice eventually. And when they do, they will understand that prohibition does not stop us. It only helped us grow stronger." Explorers traveled farther than any had imagined. They discovered planets with resources unknown to the galaxy, energy fields that could power entire systems, and celestial phenomena that no civilization had ever measured. Luke Mason and Olivia Grant carefully documented everything. They returned to Earth only to plan the next mission. Each journey was more ambitious than the last, and each brought new knowledge that would remain hidden from the galaxy until the right time. Even ordinary humans contributed to the efforts. Citizens tested devices, built components, and ran experiments under the guise of ordinary research. Children learning about physics and engineering were unknowingly preparing for future generations of explorers. Farmers used energy-efficient systems that supported research stations. Every small action built toward the same goal, a human civilization ready for the stars. The galaxy, meanwhile, remained unaware. Delegates reported that Earth was still small, obedient, and compliant. "They have no fleets," said one. "No major technology. They obey our rules. Prohibition has worked." But humans had built fleets and technology beyond imagination. They had prepared explorers to travel, learn, and document the universe. They had developed energy and navigation systems that rivaled anything in the galaxy. The prohibition had not limited them. It had allowed them to grow without interference. Alex Carter and Lisa Moore reviewed reports from the first interstellar missions. They will not believe this, Alex said. They have been watching Earth for centuries, assuming we are small and obedient, but we have been moving quietly, preparing for a future they do not see. Lisa nodded. We will not rush. We will not act recklessly. We will move when the time is right. For now, every observation, every mission, and every discovery strengthens us. The galaxy underestimates humans, and that is our advantage. Meanwhile, Luke Mason and Olivia Grant were preparing for a longer journey, beyond even the most distant known systems. They tested engines, navigation systems, and shields repeatedly. They will not know we are here, Olivia said. They will see signs eventually, but only when we choose. Until then, we remain hidden. In secret, humans built communication networks that could link Earth to distant explorers instantly. Messages traveled faster than light, without any detection by alien systems. Every mission, every ship, every discovery could be shared instantly among humans, creating a level of coordination no alien civilization had. Back on Earth, ordinary life continued. People went to work, studied, and lived their daily lives. Schools taught science, engineering, and astronomy in simple ways, but every lesson prepared children for the future. Citizens built infrastructure, energy systems, and components that quietly supported the interstellar programs. Everything appeared ordinary to an outside observer. To humans, it was extraordinary progress. Rilthak noticed strange anomalies in the Council's monitoring systems. Signals from Earth ships, Rilthak said. They should not exist at this range. Double-check everything. They may be experimental, but something is different. Delegates argued, dismissed the reports, and assumed it was a technical error. But Rilthak knew better. Calm, quiet humans often hid more than anyone could imagine. We must continue to watch, Rilthak said. Do not underestimate them. Meanwhile, humans continued exploring unknown regions. Luke Mason and Olivia Grant discovered planets that could support life, energy sources that could power entire colonies, and phenomena that could change the understanding of physics in the galaxy. Every return to Earth brought more data, more knowledge, and more preparation for the future. Alex Carter reviewed maps and data from multiple missions. The galaxy will begin to notice, he said. They will see signs of what humans have built. But even then, they will not understand the full scope. We have been preparing for decades, quietly and carefully. We move when the time is right. Lisa Moore smiled. Every small step we take beyond our solar system proves that we are capable. They think prohibition stops us. It does not. It only allowed us to grow without distraction. Every journey, every ship, every discovery is part of a larger plan. On a quiet night, Luke Mason piloted a ship through uncharted space, mapping stars and collecting data. Olivia Grant monitored energy readings and shield performance. They will not see us, Luke said. Not yet, but they will notice our presence eventually, and when they do, they will realize the galaxy underestimated humans. Back on Earth, engineers and scientists continued building new ships, refining energy sources, and improving navigation systems. Every mission provided new data to enhance future journeys. Ordinary citizens supported the efforts unknowingly, contributing to a growing infrastructure that would allow humans to expand further into space. The galaxy still believed humans were small and obedient. Delegates assumed the prohibition had worked perfectly. They obey, said one. They have no fleets, they have no technology, we have successfully limited them. But humans had already built fleets that could travel faster than anything in the galaxy. They had perfected technology that rivaled the most advanced civilizations. They had trained explorers capable of navigating uncharted space, and they had done it quietly, steadily, and without drawing attention. Alex Carter and Lisa Moore watched the stars from a balcony on Earth. They think they control us, Alex said. But we have built everything quietly, carefully, and steadily. They do not understand patience or planning, and that is our advantage, Lisa nodded. They will see the first signs soon, but even then they will not understand the full scale of what humans have achieved. Every mission, every ship, every discovery brings us closer to a moment when the galaxy must recognize the truth. Humans are not small, weak, or limited. Luke Mason and Olivia Grant returned from a long mission. Their data included planets, resources, and energy sources never recorded before. They met with Alex and Lisa, reporting their findings and planning the next journey. They will see signs soon, Luke said. They will notice our ships, our energy, and our discoveries. But they cannot understand everything yet. That is the advantage we have built over decades. Alex smiled. Patience, quiet growth, careful preparation. That is how humans surpass the galaxy. They believe we are limited. We have proven ourselves capable beyond imagination. And when the time comes, the galaxy will finally see the truth. Lisa Moore nodded. And until then, we continue quietly, steadily, and patiently. They may observe, but they cannot comprehend. The galaxy has prohibited us, but that prohibition only gave us focus, freedom, and opportunity. Every mission, every ship, every explorer brings us closer to a future they cannot imagine. Across Earth, citizens, scientists, engineers, and explorers continued their work. Life seemed ordinary to outsiders, but beneath the surface, humanity was quietly building a level of strength, knowledge, and capability that no civilization in the galaxy had anticipated. The first signs of humanity's extraordinary advancements would soon appear beyond the solar system. Explorers and ships moved silently, mapping, testing, and documenting. Energy sources, navigation systems, and technology were ready for the next step. The galaxy believed Earth was small, weak, and obedient. Humans knew differently. Alex Carter looked at the stars one night, reflecting on everything humans had built. They think prohibition limits us, he said softly. They are wrong. We have grown, quietly and steadily. And when the time comes, the galaxy will understand that humans cannot be controlled, limited, or stopped. Lisa Moore stood beside him, gazing at the same stars. And they will learn that calm, patience, and quiet determination are just as powerful as fleets, weapons, and rules. Humanity has grown beyond their understanding. The first signs are out there already, and soon the galaxy will have to acknowledge it. The galaxy had prohibited Earth. Humans had smiled, walked away, and continued their work. They had not fought, argued, or panicked. They had grown stronger, smarter, and more capable. The first signs of their power were beginning to appear beyond the solar system, and the galaxy would soon realize that humanity could no longer be underestimated. And humanity moved forward, quietly, steadily, and patiently, ready for a future that no civilization had imagined. The galaxy had finally noticed. Strange signals appeared at the edge of known space, ships moving faster than anyone believed possible. Explorers from multiple civilizations reported unknown energy readings, and anomalies in the patterns of stars suggested intelligent navigation. Delegates returned to the council, panicked and confused. "It is impossible," said one. "Earth is small. They cannot travel this far." Rilthak, the council chair, studied the reports with growing concern. "They have grown in secret," he said. "For decades we thought they obeyed our prohibition. We assumed small fleets and simple technology, but they have built systems we cannot comprehend. We underestimated them." Back on Earth, Alex Carter and Lisa Moore watched the reports arrive. "They are beginning to understand," Alex said. "They see the signs, but they do not yet know the full scale. That is fine. We will reveal ourselves on our terms." Luke Mason and Olivia Grant returned from a mission in a distant system. Their ship had mapped planets, collected resources, and tested new engines beyond the limits of human imagination. "The galaxy is noticing," Luke said. "They see our presence, but they do not yet understand." "We are ready to show them what humans can do," Alex nodded. "We will be polite. We do not attack. We do not threaten. But we will show the truth. Humans cannot be controlled, limited, or stopped. Our technology, our explorers, and our knowledge are enough to prove it. The first official message to the Council was carefully prepared. Alex and Lisa sent it not as a demand, not as a warning, but as a statement of fact. Humans had grown beyond the need for permission. They had explored beyond known space, developed technology far beyond anything in the Council, and prepared fleets and systems capable of independent action. When the message arrived, the Council was stunned. Screens displayed the extent of human advancement, ships that traveled beyond known space, energy systems powerful enough to sustain entire colonies, and maps of uncharted regions prepared for exploration. Delegates could not believe what they saw. "It cannot be," said one. "They are too advanced. How could a prohibited species achieve this?" Rilthak stood silently, absorbing the data. "We assumed fear or obedience," he said. "We were wrong. They grew quietly, steadily, and beyond our control. We prohibited them, and they only became stronger." Alex Carter addressed the Council in a final communication. His words were simple but firm. "You prohibited us, expecting us to obey. We did not. We focused on our own growth, our own understanding, and our own exploration. We have not broken any rules except those you assumed we would follow blindly. Humanity does not need permission. We have grown quietly, patiently, and steadily. You will see our presence, our knowledge, and our strength, but we will not take what is not ours. We only claim the right to be recognized as capable and independent." The Council debated, but the facts were clear. Earth had become a civilization capable of exploring, understanding, and influencing the galaxy on its own terms. Delegates realized they could no longer underestimate humans. Prohibition had failed. Back on Earth, ordinary citizens continued their lives, unaware that they had become a symbol of determination and intelligence. Children learned and played, engineers continued experiments, and explorers prepared for the next missions. Alex Carter and Lisa Moore watched quietly, proud of humanity's patience and discipline. Luke Mason and Olivia Grant prepared for a mission beyond the map systems. "We have shown them enough to realize we cannot be ignored," Luke said. "Now it is time to explore fully without restriction and without interference." Lisa nodded. "We do not seek revenge. We do not seek war. We only seek discovery. And through discovery, the galaxy will understand the strength, determination, and independence of humanity." The first human ships were officially recognized by alien civilizations, but not as part of any council or coalition. They were acknowledged as explorers, scientists, and pioneers. Humans were free, independent, and unstoppable. The galaxy had prohibited them, and humans had smiled, walked away, and quietly grown beyond any limits imagined. Alex Carter stood on a balcony overlooking a launch field. Ships glowed softly, ready for their next journeys. "They thought prohibition would limit us," he said. "It only made us stronger. They assumed fear or obedience. We chose focus and growth. They assumed smallness. We proved our potential." Lisa Moore stood beside him. "They see us now. They understand our independence. But we still move quietly, steadily, and carefully. Humanity does not rush because we know our strength is not in speed but in preparation, patience, and intelligence." Luke Mason and Olivia Grant prepared their ship for another journey into the unknown. Every mission added knowledge, every discovery added power, and every success reinforced humanity's independence. The galaxy could no longer control them, and no prohibition could ever limit them again. The Council had tried to limit humanity. Humans had smiled and walked away. They had grown quietly, patiently, and steadily, preparing for a future of exploration, knowledge, and independence. The galaxy would never again underestimate the small, calm species it once believed obedient and weak. Alex Carter looked at the stars one last time that evening. "We were prohibited, underestimated, and ignored," he said. "And yet we have become stronger than they imagined. Humanity will walk freely among the stars, not because permission was given, but because we earned it through patience, intelligence, and determination. Lisa Moore nodded. The galaxy has learned its lesson. Humans cannot be limited. We grow, we explore, and we endure. And in our calm, quiet way, we have already changed the universe. The galaxy had prohibited Earth. Humans had smiled, walked away, and quietly built a future no one could have imagined. They had proven that calm, patience, and determination were as powerful as fleets, weapons, and rules. Humanity was free. Humanity was strong, and the stars were now theirs to explore.